you work in a forensic or law enforcement or in anything where you're having to deal with stuff like this for any amount of time, sooner or later, there's going to be a case to come across your desk that's going to haunt you for the rest of your life. This one's it. Okay? Now, the whole, I'm going to have to get kind of dark and gloomy here for a few minutes, but I'll end it on a happy note, don't worry. But I want to make it very clear to everybody that forensics isn't glorious. It's not cool. Okay? You're dealing with people's lives. You're dealing with their credibility, their reputation, their business. In some cases, you're dealing with their freedom. Okay? So anybody's wanting to get into forensics, they got to know and be damn sure they know what they're doing. Okay? This is still an open case. It's considered a cold case. All right? I will share with you what I can, things that have already been made public, but don't ask me who wrote the note. I'll give you the scripted answer, no comment. I got this, it was shortly after the John Mark Carr case. Remember him, that creepy, weird-looking, pasty-faced Gary Newman look-alike? You know, yeah, all right. Somebody knows who Newman is. But this was after that. The client came to a lawyer in Colorado and said, I have evidence that I think I know who wrote the ransom note. For some reason, they contacted me. They sent me copies of the 3 pages. They also sent me a very large envelope with nearly 200 pages of natural executed handwriting of this suspect. I examined each document. I spent about 7 or 8 months on it. Examined the documents, rendered opinion, wrote the report. The lawyer took it to the DA. The DA didn't even look at it. He didn't even read it. I was told at one point, Mr. Grogan, we are familiar with this evidence, and I can assure you this evidence is not going anywhere. So I got a call, and I wish the tragedy ended there, but it didn't. I had gotten a voice message from the client afterwards saying, I'm going public with the results. And before I was able to call the client back, I started getting calls from newspapers, radio stations, blah, blah, blah. Did you see this thing that this person had taken out on the paper? Now, when the case was first submitted to me, what the client had done was they had taken at least the first page of the ransom note and then had taken certain letters from the known samples and like superimposed them, and I guess using Photoshop or something, essentially recreated the first page of the ransom note using the letters and certain sections of the known samples. Okay. Again, not to sound arrogant, but just because one of my, let me put it this way, one of my mind candies when I want to sit down and do absolutely nothing and not think about it, and I don't have to worry about any nutritional value or redeeming value of it at all, is watching WWE. Okay? In fact, this Sunday's WrestleMania. I'm looking forward to it. But even them, shows like that, they have a disclaimer. Hi, this is John Cena, WWE superstar. I am, the things that we do in the ring takes years and years of practice to, please, don't try this at home, okay? I wish shows like CSI would have that disclaimer. Don't try this at home, okay? We are trained professionals, all right? Leave it to us. We'll do the hard work. You just submit the documents and the evidence to us, or we'll get it from the court, or however it's going to be submitted to us. Let us do the work. Don't try to help things along by providing your own style or sense of science to help to try to, okay, please listen to me. In a sense, in a case like this, it was like, please listen to me. Here, see, this is why I'm right. I don't care. So if the client wanted to go public, I really think that if all they had to do was go to the media, if they wanted to do that and make a statement, and that would have been just dandy, fine. But what they did was they submitted to the media the first page of the ransom note and the Photoshop page that they created to the media. Media didn't check their sources, and when I found that what this page was that this client took out on the paper in Denver, it basically said, document examiner Thomas Grogan examined the question document ransom note to this other page. I was like, so then I went on radio and newspaper and stuff like that and basically said, that's inaccurate, that is misleading. What that other page was as a result of what the client created and submitted to me. It is not acceptable as empirical evidence, and it was rejected in our examination. I did not use it in my examination. I didn't need it. I had a box of 200 pages of natural handwriting that was used. Okay? Now, this particular subject or suspect was on the police's radar back, and from what I read of this suspect's testimony and deposition, when he was deposed, was he first said he didn't want, he refused a handwriting sample. Okay? And then when he did go in, the cops gave him a piece of paper with 6 words on it. And he copied down the 6 words. And then he was told later on, okay, you're not a person of interest. Okay? That process is what's called a requested exemplar. Now, I've only used it once in all the hundreds of cases that I've worked on. It is only used when no other natural executed handwriting is available. Ideally, I want handwriting samples that you did not know was going to be used in an examination. Okay? The whole requested exemplar process has 2 problems with it. Either the person's innocent or they're guilty. If you're innocent and you're being accused of something, and you say, okay, you're going to sign this, write this, you're going to be under stress. You're going to be nervous. Okay? Your blood pressure is going to be up. Don't you think that's going to have an effect on your handwriting? Is that going to create a lot of false positives? Yes. What if you're guilty? You don't want to give them a handwriting sample. If you do give a handwriting sample, you want to disguise it and make it look so utterly different than what you normally write. Okay? The whole process of requested handwriting is, if it's done right, is about a 20-25 page form. It's about a 2-hour process. I'm having you write, print letters, numbers, words, left hand, right hand, page after page after page, both copying and me dictating to you orally what to write. Okay? And then when we get those samples, basically what we do is we go from the back. We take the last page first and we go forward from the back, because we figure if you're innocent and you're nervous, Well, after about 2 hours of writing, sooner or later, that's going to wear off, and you're just going to be in the rhythm, okay? So we're going to be taking the handwriting samples from the back that you've kind of relaxed, got into rhythm of writing, and you're just writing just to get things over with. Likewise, if you're guilty, sooner or later, you're not going to be maintaining the ploy or disguise for very long. So you're going to slip up near the last half of these forms. So that's what we're going to be looking at first, is where you're going to start to get sloppy. Your concentration and focus is going to be less, so you're not going to be able to maintain the disguise. Okay? So the whole requested exemplar process is designed, if it's given properly, is designed to eliminate those two problems. Okay? The police had a requested exemplar of 6 words. I had 200 pages of natural handwriting. And basically was told, this evidence ain't going anywhere. For your students graduating when you get out, get into the forensic field, let me tell you a secret. It's going to rise, if you want your name and reputation to rise above, heads and shoulders above everyone else, you do one thing. You respect the science. Okay? There's enough people in the forensic and law enforcement community that are either hired guns or they'd rather deal in politics rather than seek the truth. Okay? And you have to have a tough skin to be able to do this job. But if you have that and you stay to your ethics, you maintain the science and process that it entails, and whatever the conclusion is, that's what you go with. That's it. You don't let any outside sources influence your opinion. Your opinion, the evidence dictates your opinion, not the client. Okay? So you do that. You remain ethical, you trust the science, and you respect the science, and you'll do well. Okay? I've gotten cases like this, and I've had Federal Bureau of Prisons, U.S. Department of Justice. I had, last week I was down in Nassau, Bahamas, testifying in court. I hate my job when I do that. It's just so. One of my clients 4 or 5 years ago is a guy by the name of Yank Berry. Google him sometime. That's the caliber of clients that you could have when you deal with ethical, hardline, I don't care approach to forensics. Okay? Now, hired guns have their clients, but they're not the type of clients you want to have. So, and who knows? Maybe one day I'll see your ugly face on a national TV show. So,